Good evening, Greg Fehrenbach, 408 Bradley Boulevard. On or about May 25th, I sent the five of you a list of 13 comments and questions regarding the budget. I didn't receive any response from any of the members. I didn't receive a response from the Division of Local Government Services to it either. However, I noticed that 3 or 4 of the errors that I had identified in the budget have been the subject of the amendment. But there are a number of other questions that were in here that I did not get any responses to. You've received those questions. May I ask for the responses, or should I go through and ask each one of those questions again?
No, number one, I want to thank you for submitting your questions. That is the purpose of having a 30-day, 28-day period for the public. So thank you for, it was 8 or 10, as I recall. I know Mr. Simon's worked diligently on those, identified a handful of errors that you pointed out, especially on shared services with Neptune Township. He immediately identified to me that that was just an error that we needed to restate.
Well, it was in anticipation of $94,000 in revenue that you'd never received.
Right, because in fact, it's a shared service where we are paying revenue to that city.
Exactly.
So you flagged that immediately. We agreed with you immediately. I was under the impression we were following up with you, and I apologize for not doing so. Mr. Simon, I know you went through that in pretty good depth, Mr. Fehrenbach's letter.
I did.
Are there other, I'm not putting you on the spot a little top of your head, but are there other of his questions that you can help
I'm
address?
actually trying to pull up his email right now. I mean, I did go through each question and I appreciate it, but you pointed out a couple of things that we missed and that we've remedied in our amendments. But if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to do my best to answer them.
The first one is the budget indicates looking at the 3 funds, current, sewer, and beach, that there were $606,000 of over expenditures. Why would there have been such a large amount of over expenditures?
The largest driver of those over expenditures was due to retro payments that were made over the course of the year. We did not have enough money and funds in reserve in order to make those payments for the retro pays.
You're familiar with the encumbrance requirement of the Division of Local Government Services, the former technical accounting directive.
Sure.
Under those circumstances, you can't spend money that you haven't appropriated. So how did the administration spend money that they hadn't appropriated?
Look, I wasn't here at the time. I wouldn't say about the time. As you know, I've only been here for 3 months.
But the person you're working with, Ms. Larison, was.
Yeah, she was. So I don't know what kind of controls were in place at the time. Like I said,
Well, apparently
yes,
they weren't in.
So, Mr. Simon, maybe you weren't here, and at least I was here through the transition of CFOs. And Mr. Fehrenbach, I'm sure you're aware from prior audits, every year the borough has had some degree of over expenditure of
Not
appropriation.
to this level. in the
Not to
last
this
4
level,
years.
but it happens, is my point.
Yes,
And controls often miss these things.
10,
We-
15, $30,000, $600,000.
In 2025, when the budget was being set, we were only beginning to understand, the new council and the new mayor, were only beginning to understand what challenges we inherited from your and Mr. Fox's prior administration. There was a total of over $1 million of expenditures that we had to address. We paid those. We did make that oversight in terms of what reporting should have been done to the DCA. But one way or the other, we had to pay the unions. We had to pay Mr. Hinkson's lawsuit liability. I've got a list of over $1 million of salary and related expenditures that we inherited because they were left open-ended by the prior administration. So to your point, there was a procedural flaw in the process. But the payments had to be made, and we are acknowledging it very transparently. And we've had discussions with the DCA, and they are giving us appropriate guidelines to appropriate funds in this year's budget, which has created quite a number of challenges for us, I must say, for this year. Because of the fact that we went through that process last year without having the funding or the approval. So you are correct, procedurally, we missed. What we were dealing with was an insane amount of inherited expenditures from the prior administration. And I commend us for the job we did, even though, to your point, procedurally, we did not at that time identify to the